Greetings and welcome back everyone to the town of Yulong Rise in Rimworld, where we are going to be preparing ourselves for, well, looks like we're really going to have to dig in with this Fallout, honestly. I've been remarkably lazy and haven't bothered to put a roof over there because frankly I was expecting this to be over with a lot earlier than it was, and yeah, that hasn't really planned out. And I know, contrary to what you might imagine, I am making sure that this is going to always be a no roof area, primarily because I would actually prefer it if we do have any fires in there, which is a reasonable possibility. If it happens to be raining, it'll help. This is meant to be an outdoors area, ultimately, and same over here, actually. I want this area outdoors, too. There we go. All right. Okay. Now then, this episode is primarily going to be me cleaning the base up a little bit. I'm going to have this built out there. In fact, Jack, could you get on that for me straight away? I am then going to build out this wall and make a corridor through which we can access this area in there. In fact, I'm going to take away the roof from this as well ahead of time. Is there anything else I really wanted to do? There isn't, I don't think. Like I said, this episode is going to be primarily a cleanup episode. In fact, there's something else I wanted to trade with you. I believe we've got... Yes, we've got an AI persona call that I want to get rid of. Now, I am actually quite concerned about the fallout on a couple of our colonists. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to deal with something I should have dealt with a long time ago, and that is that we're going to set up our zones properly. I want all of our animals in the barn for now because it's the safest place for them to be. But insofar as our areas, I'm also going to rename them because restricted is not necessarily obvious that that is an animal zone. Barn, it's reasonable to imagine, is an animal zone, but you know, just for the sake of it, I'm going to put an A there to let me know that it's for animals. However, Area 1 is going to be indoors. Now, currently, Area 1, if we hover over it, in fact, actually, it'll be better if I go out and bring up the area itself. If we bring up area indoors. Indoors is currently more or less set up as everything within the battlements of the settlement zone, which isn't really what I think this area needs to be. That's kind of what I want the home zone to be, rather than specifically this. Also, I want that to be indoors as well. All of these corridors should be indoors. There we go. Right. The home zone should be, you know, the whole thing. Everything that constitutes our colony. But indoors, I want specifically to be everything that is indoors. Go figure, that's the name. Let's build it out. There we go. And this should allow me to restrict everyone's movements to avoid too much exposure to the toxic fallout. Now we'll leave that as being indoors as well. Get all that down there. All of that over there. We should be good. Now, there's going to be a couple of people I'm not immediately going to set to indoors because I'm going to want them to bring in stuff and generally do work outdoors. But with this zone selected, I should be able to keep my main colonists, the ones that are already very heavily hit by the toxic fallout, just to the indoors areas. Now, there is a caveat with zones that I have mentioned in my previous series, but for anyone new to Rimworld, there is no way of telling someone not to go to a place. Rimworld kind of operates with the idea of you can only do something. That if you've been told to do something, you can do it. If you haven't been told that you can do it, you can't. There's like two systems you can think of. You can't do something if you've been expressly told you're not allowed to do it, or you can't do something if you've not been expressly told that you can. And Rimworld uses the latter system. The difference is subtle, but it is actually an important difference. Now, the way that zones work is anything that generates a job or any kind of task, any item, can only be interacted with if it's within the zone that your colonist belongs to. So, for example, if I put people in this zone, all of these things will effectively become forbidden objects. Any stockpile, this stockpile, for example, will be generating jobs to have things brought to it, but because the stockpile itself isn't within the zone, it's a forbidden stockpile. The colonist will not pick up any of those generated jobs. There is a caveat to this, though. For example, this stockpile You know, as you might expect, it's within the zone, so any job it generates, like, for example, the stockpile might say, oh, right, I see these shirts, I want them brought over. Normally, if the shirt was within the zone, then someone would just happily go and pick it up and bring it over. Because the shirt isn't in the zone, effectively this item is forbidden, so no one is going to pick it up. Now, where there are items within the zone, but there is no obvious path, this is where the zone system isn't as intuitive as I think it is in other games. Say this is saying, I want some corn. I've got room to store it. Get some corn. That's my job. Geode miner, as he is doing right now, might be like, okay, well, the corn is within the zone I can go to. The destination is within the zone I can go to. All right, I'm going to go pick up the corn and take it over there. There's no valid path between the zones, and Geode miner won't care. It won't be a case of, well, there's no clear path of areas where I'm allowed to go, so I'm not going to do it. No, Geode miner will just happily walk through there. Doesn't matter if it's toxic fallout, just outdoors, or there's lava all over the floor. He'd still try to do it, which is dumb. But it's something that you need to be aware of. This isn't a way to tell someone never go outside. It's just a way to limit the causes of them being outside. As far as I'm aware, though, colonists will prioritize a safe route over a route that goes through an area that is technically forbidden. So there is that. So for example, if I hadn't built this, the only way to get to these rooms, the way to get to these rooms would be a valid path all the way around, and someone might actually go that whole way around, which would be horribly time inefficient. These rooms, however, wouldn't have a valid path, so someone would just go straight through the doors, and it would be fine. But I'm going to go ahead, look through my colonists right now, and find the ones that have got the largest amount of build-up. Right, Jack, you're moderate. Zorakis is moderate. Redneck Gamer is moderate. And Rambo is moderate. Okay, well, Rambo... Have I told you to... Yeah, I've told you to go over there. Okay, well, first and foremost, though, Jack, you're restricted. Zorakis and Redneck Gamer, you're all restricted to indoors for now. Rambo, you can go and chat, but then that's it. You're going to be restricted indoors. I wonder if we'll have anyone who can build outside. Evelyn can build, yeah, and Alvin can as well. So we will still have outdoors constructors. Now, the thing that I wanted to sell, the AI Persona Core, worth an awful lot of money. Very much worth doing. And we've also now got a number of items that are at the level where someone won't wear them anymore. So we'll just sell all of those. 75%. No, that's still got enough wear in it that someone can still make use of that, so I'll keep that one. It's only normal, so it's, it's not a big deal to keep it, but someone will still make use of that. 79 is fine. A masterwork cloth toque. Might want to sell those. They're pretty worthwhile. They're $22 each. But no, that's what we'll do. 2029 for us. I approve. Now, Rambo, you are going to be restricted to the indoors zone because of your toxic fallout buildup. And hopefully, this will keep people nice and safe. Now, I've received plenty of other comments, and I've noticed things myself as well. Obviously, with this area indoors now, I kind of want to keep it well lit, otherwise people are liable to get a little bit cranky about being in the dark, and we don't want that. Right, someone else is going to have to build that one, unfortunately. Jack can build here, and so can Redneck Gamer, because this is all within the right area. Now, this actually brings us on to wooden doors. I want wooden doors instead of wooden auto doors. Now, the whole thing with the auto doors, I appreciate that I've been making some really dumb moves by building all of the internal doors to the colony as auto doors. It's partially because I'm just stubborn, and also because the game has changed since the last time I played. Or rather, the last big colony I played, which was New Camaraderie, where it really got drilled into my head to use auto doors. They do save a lot of time. In New Camaraderie, prior to the Alpha 13 update, there was no component, so you just build an auto door. It would use more steel than normal, but it would be great because people would be able to move around faster. And if auto doors didn't break down as much as they did, or at all, I would still consider it an investment worth making. Build an auto door, it's a massive increase to the speed that a door will open, and people will just get things done a little bit faster as a result. But because it's not just an initial investment, auto doors break down the same as anything else. I was kind of hoping that it was basically only going to be the things exposed to the elements that would really break that often, and it's not. Auto doors have been breaking fairly often from what I've been looking back on the when I've been editing. So I'm going to replace all of the internal doors with just wooden doors. Wooden doors open the fastest of all of the basic doors. Door opening speed of 120%. If it was a wooden auto door, then it would have a door opening speed of a... Oh, is it still only 120? That seems odd. Oh, I think actually it still is a little bit faster because the auto door starts opening as the person approaches rather than just when they manually, hit the button to open the door or whatever. So it still opens and closes a little bit faster. It's just that, not super fast. But I am a little bit surprised by that. If we have a look at steel, does it say 100% still? Yes. I guess the door opening speed is shown for the material, but doesn't really account for how much of a difference the door opening and closing automatically as someone approaches really makes. A wooden auto door means that person doesn't actually need to slow down at all. As they approach the door opens. But as you saw there, they had to get to the door, then it was another discrete action to open the door and move through, whereas this just slide it open straight away. And that's the same for all doors. Now, I do plan to have all external doors made automatic. And the reason for that is I feel that any door through which one of my colonists might reasonably be expected to flee from danger needs to open as fast as it possibly can. I'm not going to make them out of wood, which is the fastest they can open. I'll make them out of steel because it's the best, or plasteel later on, that the best kind of balance between being able to resist an attack of someone trying to force their way through and still opening quickly for my colonists. But all of the internal doors, I'm going to work my way around and replace them all with just basic wooden doors. They'll still open quickly, but they won't be quite as derpy as and costly in terms of... Rather, it's derpy that I did it, but the derp is that this costs me components all the time, and components are a relatively scarce resource. The partner was by Redneck Gamer, and Redneck Gamer then went on, sufficiently elated from the party and everyone turning up, to recruit Kuro. Well done, Redneck Gamer. Fantastic. Hello, Kuro. Welcome to the colony. Let's have a look at you. Age 53. He's got a scratch scar on the right leg and also a stab scar. That's not so great with moving, but consciousness is weakened from the scars? Really? That's a bit odd. But alright. So, Kuro is a fire tender. In his childhood, Kuro was responsible for keeping the tribe's fire going. He took this responsibility very seriously. And a Muffalo shaman. Because of his quiet wisdom and great strength, Kuro became the spiritual leader for a nomadic tribe that followed the herds of roaming Muffalo. I imagine Kuro just being a little bit off from the other tents that were erected, because there would be no actual buildings. There's a nomadic tribe. They probably just have tents that were very quick to erect and tear down. But there'd be like some sort of spiritual bonfire erected, and he was the tender. He would be sat there in maybe his Muffalo hide garb, Muffalo head over his head, just sat there by the fire, and the other tribes people would come to him for spiritual guidance. But now he works for us, and his eyes have been opened to the world of technology. This must be quite the sight for you. Don't worry, you'll get used to it in time, Coyote Kuro, whose real name is actually Jaden. That is his secret tribe name, and he has now shared it with us because we are now his tribe. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Incapable of none, fast walker, beautiful, and psychically dull. All very good things. And it's another fairly strong melee combatant. I am liking this. I will set you up as a shock trooper. You were recruited by Redneck Gamer, so I'm going to have you share Redneck Gamer's sleep schedule. So, you've got at least a good friend there. Actually, let's just check out. Who are your good friends? Oh! You've actually not got that huge an opinion of Redneck Gamer, because Redneck Gamer's this way. He's like, well, I mean, he was nice to me. He taught me about this wonderful place full of technology, opened my eyes to the stars beyond the star that I have worshipped all this time. But, he does, that's a face that only mother could love. I mean, I'm sorry, Redneck Gamer, but it's true. I mean, Jack, there's no reason for me to like him, but at least you. I'm alright with you. But Fiery and Isildur because they are also beautiful. Like, everyone likes him right from the beginning. Oh, poor Jack. I need to get you a new nose so badly. I'm so sorry, Jack. I am so dreadfully sorry. I'm going to have Jaden join the shock troopers, though. Welcome. We're going to have to make some sort of shock trooper brotherhood. Now with Jaden there, it can become more of a spiritual thing. It's going to become more like the Fremen. It's going to be grand. All of our shock troopers as Fremen. Also, yeah, you've got a keen interest in doctoring. I'm actually going to give you a tertiary doctoring job there. You can... you've got no particular reason to be a warden. It's fine. Cook. Yeah, okay, you can be a cook as well. Hunting, you're not going to have that at all. You've got an interest in building, so I'll give that to you. Also, I really don't know why Fiery doesn't have this. Fiery, you can just get better at repairing. It's fine. Growing, I'll give you a tertiary interest in that as well. Mining, tertiary, because you've got no particular skill in it. However, we are going to make you... Well, actually, again, no particular skill in crafting. You have got a bit of a skill with art, though. All right. I'll consider giving you something to do with art later. You're going to be a hauler because of your great strength, and that is you set up, I think. Yeah. Oh, I need to restrict you. Well, no, I'm going to leave you as doing stuff outdoors still. Let's actually double check everyone's health again. Minor, initial. Oh, it's actually going down. Good. Initial, moderate. Yeah, yours is still there, unfortunately. Redneck Game is still moderate. Megan's is, Alvin's is moderate. Minor, moderate. Yeah, it's going to take a little while for all of that to come down. We're just going to keep the others working outside until it gets them moderate. Or maybe even minor, actually. Maybe I should start telling them to stay indoors if it's minor as well. I don't know. We'll have to look at that. I need some trees chopped, though, quite badly. We should even set up some trees, frankly. We'll have to have a look into that, I think. Let's go ahead and get these chopped. There we go. I will set up a little area for trees, and I will pick the best tree for its growth time and yield. Now, that actually brings me on to something else. Someone recently, very recently actually, in the last episode that went live, which I think was number 23, gave me some advice saying that rice... I should replace my rice crops because they are, as a crop, the least able to deal with poor soil. As it happens, I have no poor soil. All of the soil that I use for growing is actual soil. There are gravel soils, like this is gravel. So it's a poor soil for growing in. You can still grow in it though, but it's not as good as regular soil. All of my greenhouses are built on regular soil. It's not on rich soil, but regular soil is fine. Now, I actually looked up based on that because I didn't realize that different plants had different tolerances for the soil types. I had a look up on the wiki, the growth times, and on Reddit to find out the various crop tolerances. As it happens, all crops grow at 100% of their speed on regular soil. So the advice that rice was the worst crop for me to grow was incorrect. But thank you very much for giving it to me because it actually prompted me to look things up. And I actually made a little table. I made a little table in Excel, or rather OpenOffice Calc, to plot which crops were best based purely on how long it takes them to grow, their minimum possible yield and their maximum possible yield. This is always assuming regular soil, so 100% growth rate. And the results, fairly surprising. I'll share it with you. I'll just summarize it. But based on the minimum and maximum yields, in terms of the best crop to grow, if you only ever get the minimum yield, it is rice at 1.77 units of rice per day. It takes 2.26 days for the rice to grow and it has a minimum yield of 4. The best crop in terms of maximum harvest, in terms of every day how much crop you're effectively getting, is 2.85 units of corn. Corn has a minimum yield of 8 and a maximum yield of 18 and takes 6.3 days to grow. If I use the average, that is I add the minimum and the maximum yield per day, divide by 2, it turns out the rice is the best. Rice has a maximum yield of 2.65 units a day and a minimum of 1.77. It is vastly better in terms of its minimum yield per day, and only slightly worse than the best in terms of the maximum. So, in actual fact, the advice I was given was not just wrong, it was quite opposite of the reality. And that is, rice is the best crop to grow when you've got regular situation. If you've got rich soil, it will change, because rice, I'm not sure how rice deals with rich soil. Some crops may be much better in rich soil than regular soil, but as it happens, rice is one of the best ones as it is. Right, have you got any grenades? You have got EMP grenades. Very well. This looks like it's going to be a battle out here. Now, if we draft people, it is going to force this in. They will ignore zones when drafted, and we're going to go straight out there and get ready to fight them. Hopefully they can't do too much damage. Those are EMP grenades, and I am very, very happy about that. This is what? Is that an incendiary launcher? Not too happy about that one. You've got a lot of good stuff though. Wow, okay. This is going to be an interesting fight. This is going to be a very interesting fight. Jaden, I want you to go grab yourself a weapon. Got some decent spears and clubs. Sure, go grab this steel spear, please. Let me make sure that everyone who is in my combat group has their weapon. Yes, they do. Right, Rambo, down here, please. I want Zarakis down here as well. Jaden, actually, Rambo, I'd prefer up here, along with Alvin. Evelyn, though, down there. Jaden, down there. Zarakis, down there. I'm going to be ready to jump out on these people. Jack, want you in position here. Fiery. Actually, Fiery, you're going to go down there with a pump shotgun. You might be quite useful down there, actually. We're going to get you there. Megan, you can go there as well. Ben, you can go down there. Where's everyone else? Isildur, would like you down there. Get in position now, please. Right, good. They've kind of split up a little bit because they've been distracted by my doors, which does mean they're going to filter through a little bit slower than usual. Redneck Gamer, finally you showed up. Get down there, please. Right, I don't want any of my animals with us, so Belladonna, Dudley, go home. Let's see how this goes. They're trying to get through the auto doors. They're not going to get through them. They'll get distracted long before that. Right, NG, here we go. Fire! All of the shootings! Right, Ben, you're not actually getting any looking here, are you? Okay, head back up there then. Keep on the move. I really don't want you to actually hit us with that incendiary launcher, but you did it anyway. You scallywag. Is Ben taking a shot? No. Do you not actually have the sort of range? I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Get down there then. Redneck Gamer, same. Ben, head on down there. Incendiary launchers are going to be through here in a moment. Right, attack. Jaden, attack. Evelyn, go. Ah, scallywags, you managed to get a shot off. Quickly. Jaden is on fire, losing his mind. Zarakis. Can you go down there and attack? Jaden, could you please get in? Okay, that's fine. Go ahead, get in. Took a few smacks, but it's just a couple of bruises. Jaden, however, is proper on fire. Jaden, get out, please. Actually, could you put the fire out? Jaden, help out with this. Fire it, put the fire out quickly. Before they get down here. Okay, you need to be gone. All of you. Go. Let them stand in the fire if they want to. We don't want to play. That's right. Their shield should be taken down fairly quickly. Right. Alvin, need you down here right now. Isildur. Good. Alvin will take care of it. No. Okay, good. They have lost the initiative there. I could have you two go down there and start a fight with them. Fiery wouldn't be exactly the best person to do it. Have they broken any doors? No. But they might escape. I don't really want them to, because that's a charge rifle. What have we got over here? You've got a gun that I don't really care about. What about you? Charge rifle. Don't really want you to escape. Zorakis, get down there. Evelyn, go ahead. You go up there. Isildur, Alvin, get up to protect Isildur, please. Oh, they're gone. Good. Okay, Fiery, you head that. Rather, you go that way, actually. Go on through. Are they really going to be able to get through? Actually, looks like they might. Zorakis is taking the longest possible route because he's been told not to go through there. That's why I really probably should put that and make this a part of the zone that they're allowed to go. Alright, go there, put out that fire if you would be so kind. Actually, Megan, could you get down there? Put that fire out too. Alvin, I'm going to wait for you to get Zorakis back up. Actually, Fiery, you get back down there. Evelyn is on her way. I don't know how this is going to play. Okay, Megan, you really need to not be there. Go, go, go. Get out. Zorakis down here, please. Nope, you're not going to get Megan. Sorry, but no. You are going to be out in the open and then shot to death. Right. Zorakis, go. Attack. Jaden, also attack. There we go. You will be made short work of. Alvin, you down there. Redneck Gamer, pull back. There we go. Oh, damn it. He got through. Scallywag. Right, they're fleeing. No. No, in fact, you aren't actually fleeing. There we go. Let's take you out if we can. You coming this way? Uh-oh, mental state berserk. Who? Alvin? Really? Why? Damn it, Alvin. Everyone here is going to have to melee attack Alvin now. Get over there. Melee attack Alvin, please. Bloody Alvin. Megan? Did you just... Megan? Really? Really, Megan? It's going to be like this. Evelyn? Nah, they're getting away. Okay, you're undrafted. Scallywags, a lot of you. In fact, Fiery, could you please get down there and put out these fires? Wow, Jaden's been downed as well. Oh, Zorakis. Take him out. Go. Thank you very much, Fiery. I find it ironic that Fiery is the one... Well, not really ironic, quite fitting, actually. That Fiery is the one putting out the fire. Okay, Megan, put out that fire. You put out that fire. Oh my lord, this is just nonsense. Worst fight we've ever had. By far. So bad. Right, go down there. And of course the rack is taking the longest possible route. And there we go, I think. We're kind of done. Right, everyone undraft. Take the wounded back somewhere, please. Don't stop to eat. You scallywags, you. Oh well, I forgive you. No, no, please. Rescue Alvin. Rescue Redneck Gamer. Let's check their health. Okay, mostly bruises. Did you lose anything? Oh, thank goodness, because it's so high of a risk when it comes to those kinds of weapons. Alright, well, we've got plenty of places we can stick the captured. Zorakis, you go ahead, get back. Fiery, if you could capture a couple of people. Isildur, would you please rescue Jaden? I swear, this colony is so undapper. Ah, there we go. No, don't just... Did you just... Literally, Isildur, did you just... It's like, oh, Jaden was carrying this. Ah, no, it's mine now. No. Oh, I'm trying to capture you. Rescue. Oh, okay. No reachable, unreserved, non-prisonable bed. Sorry. Colonist now. Also, hospital bed. Could you please rescue Jaden? Are you still telling me there's no... Evelyn? I mean, I appreciate it, but wow. Oh, my lord. Well, we've got a bit more to clean up after that. It was not the best engagement at all. But on the whole, I'm fairly happy that mostly we didn't have anyone die. I guess. I'm not really happy with the way that went, but I guess it's not too much for us to complain about. But that's going to be the end of this episode. We've started replacing the auto doors. We've generally cleaned up the base. I have, despite what I said earlier, that rice does appear to be the best crop to plant in terms of just what you'll get on average out of it. I don't actually know how the minimum maximum yields are affected, what affects them. As long as it's truly just random across the range between minimum and maximum, then rice is generally going to be the best thing to plant in any kind of soil, or rather in regular soil. In low soil or high soil, it'll change depending on the crop, and I haven't looked at that because that's not what I've got in this colony. But I'm probably not going to change the plants that I've got to rice. I actually like having a varied diet. I may actually change half of our corn to rice, maybe. But I hope you've enjoyed, and will be joining me for the next. But until then, do take care.